want to provide an update on what is a very tragic event that has cut to the core of law enforcement officers from across the state and across our nation. At the request of District Attorney General Ray Crouch, TBI special agents working jointly with multiple other local, state, and federal agencies are investigating the circumstances that led to an officer-involved shooting that took the life of a Dickson County deputy this morning. Initial information indicates that around 7 o'clock a.m. today, a resident contacted Dickson County Dispatch to report a suspicious vehicle on Sam Vineyard Road in Dickson County. The office responded to that call. After a period of time, when the deputy failed to check in, attempts were made to track him and his vehicle through GPS. An officer with another agency found the deputy's vehicle. It was located in a wooded area off Bear Creek Valley Road, about 2 miles away from the location of the initial call. The deputy was found inside the car, deceased. Based on video evidence, information developed at the scene, and other items, it was determined that the individual responsible for the deputy's death is Steven Joshua Wiggins. TBI's Violent Crimes Response Team unit, with multiple special agent forensic scientists, have been at the scene through the day to collect any and all relevant evidence, while other special agents continue to interview witnesses. We've been working closely with local, state, and federal agencies from across the region and state in pursuit of Wiggins, who is believed to be armed and very dangerous. These agencies have been providing critical support, offering manpower, technical assistance, and aviation assistance. Anyone who has information about the location of Steven Wiggins is urged to call 911 or 1-800-TBI-FIND. The search is currently focused on locations within and around Dickson and Hickman counties. If you do see this man, do not approach, do not do anything. Please call authorities immediately. We'd like to thank the media for their help in getting the word out about this dangerous man, having your reach in providing a photo of Wiggins. Sheriff Jeff Bledsoe can address more about the search of this dangerous individual.
First off, I want to release, I know several of you have gone ahead with the release of the name of our deputy. I think one station was maybe waiting for us to announce this, but it's office on February the 18th of 2008 as a full-time patrol deputy. His watch with the Dickson County Sheriff's Office was 10 years, 3 months, and 12 days. Sergeant Baker graduated from the Tennessee Law Enforcement Academy as a certified officer on August the 1st of 2008. Sergeant Baker quickly moved up the ranks with the Dickson County Sheriff's Office by becoming a patrol corporal, patrol sergeant on September the 9th of 2012. Daniel joined the Dickson County Special Response Team, which is our SWAT Special Weapons and Tactics Team, on August 19th of 2013. Sergeant Baker not only served the community of Dickson County, but he also served his country in the United States Marine Corps Reserve. Sergeant Baker leaves behind a wife and a daughter. And not only has our agency lost a brother, but our community has lost a hero. Let people know what we're dealing with today. I hope you hear out of respect for the community, not because your station wanted you to be here, but and we appreciate what you're doing to share the information on the suspect and to get that out so that we can have him captured, brought in, and held accountable for his actions. We continue searches in many areas, as you saw as we started our release. Cars are leaving this area, but we're still actively working tips and leads, and any consider him an county or any community that he's in. So we ask for your help into continuing to put this before the citizens of this great state, and ask for any help that we can get in holding him accountable.
If you have any questions, we can try to respond as best we can.
Tell us about the timeline from when Deputy Baker's vehicle was found. How long of a window was that?
That's still being assessed. Sorry. That's still being assessed. We have a violent crimes response team, forensic scientists at the scene. They are currently at the locations that are involved. They are taking any and all relevant evidence. Will be taken back to the lab for analysis, and also interviewing witnesses. So these are one of these questions that I know that you have. It's just not something that we're going to be able to provide this early on into the investigation while we have so many other things going on, specifically wanting to get this individual in custody.
Do we know of a potential motive? Do these two men know each other?
Not at this stage.
Have there been any sightings of him since this happened?
I don't know that there have been any confirmed sightings. You know, thanks to the help of you all putting this out, we've had a lot of people who have been calling in tips, and we certainly want to encourage people to continue to do so. Again, don't approach this individual. He can be very dangerous. But if you do see him, contact law enforcement, 911, especially if you see it urgently. If you have other information, you can call 1-800-TBI-FIND. We are following up on all of these, but we don't have anything that's been able to be confirmed that we're able to confirm at this stage.
So you said that the search is expanding into Hickman County also.
Correct.
Do you have any idea whether he's on foot or whether he could be in a vehicle? Is anyone helping him?
That's a good question. We don't have, if we have anything that we are able to actually confirm, we'll put it out there, because that would clearly be helpful for you all to get the word out for people who might be looking for him. We don't know what he might be doing. You know, oftentimes in these situations, by the time we get a tip and get to the scene, that individual or the vehicle might be gone. So we are still checking it all out, but we don't have anything that we're able to positively confirm at this point.
Do you all think that Baker drove his car to that wooded area?
I can't speak to those specifics at this stage.
And we're hearing that Wiggins might have Deputy Baker's gun and radio. Is
also
that
not anything we're able to confirm.
Do we know what the last thing Sergeant Baker said before this happened, or he radioed in about the incident?
That's part of our investigation.
Can you say who the female is being questioned about?
There is a female that has been being questioned in relation to this, but we're not able to provide any specifics beyond that at this point.
You know the area is extremely wooded. Sheriff, what would you say to the people in the area around the investigation, especially as it starts to get dark, as your search continues, for their safety as well?
Well, in the immediate area, we've gone door to door with teams of law enforcement officers and looking for anything that's out of the ordinary. If there's any signs of break-in, hoping with your information being put out, people will be on the alert and keep an eye out. But at this point, we're just going to continue the search and push on as long as it takes and see what information. There's people out there that have the information. If they just get it to us, they can help us to resolve this quickly and have him in custody as our goal.
Has the weapon been recovered that was involved in the shooting?
I wouldn't be able to get into that being part of the criminal investigation.
I mean, how do you know that he's
The weapon.
Can you talk about the search itself? We're so far away from the search area, and I noticed 2 helicopters are on the ground. So are y'all doing a grid search? You have helicopters, canines. What's happening right now?
Well, at this point, anything that we get there is giving us support with air, aviation support for our ground teams, and then they're also expanding on the grid side. So it's being worked from 2 different angles for them to be looking and observing for any sign of the suspect, but to support our teams as we go to an area where there's a possible area of interest for us.
What's the mile radius of the search?
It would just be a guess that I could tell you. We're probably extending out in a 3-mile range or better. We've covered a lot of ground today, and as you can see with all the support we've had, we've been able to thoroughly cover it. But our canine teams, as we always say, are a big support to us in what they do and help us to know which directions to go. And we haven't had the success we had hoped for there, but we do have their support, and I don't want to leave them out for the time and effort that they're putting in to help us bring this person in.
With as much ground as you have covered, is the perimeter getting smaller or bigger at this point, and what are your plans to get started?
At this point, we just expand it wherever it needs to be, and as information comes in, we'll go where we need to go, and we know a lot about the person and things about them from prior experiences, and that leads us in certain directions. So that helps us to know where to go as well. I wish I could tell you, as I've told you on other cases, I wish I could tell you everything, what we wish we could have talked about, but I will in no way jeopardize a chance at prosecuting this person to the full extent of the law, and I want the maximum penalty that the law will allow in this case.
Sheriff, how are you and your officers holding up emotionally?
About the woman, but can you at least tell us where you all encountered her at a home or business, her response when she was encountered?
I couldn't at this point because it's crucial to the investigation, and we just want to protect that at this point.
Sure.
And as we get into the nighttime, your concerns as the sun begins to go down?
Well, it's a little more treacherous for us, but there's also equipment that helps us when things cool off, and we have the support of aviation and other technologies that we use at night to identify heat signatures. So it'll be more difficult and more treacherous for our searchers, but it won't stop our goal to press onward.
Sheriff, if Mr. Wiggins is watching this right now, what's your message to him?
My message to him is that he needs to be turning himself in. He needs to be held accountable for what we know he has done, and he has the option to do the right thing. People make mistakes and people do things that are terrible, and this is an evil deed that he's done, but now he can show people that there's still something left in him by turning himself in.
Sheriff, I'm just wondering how you and your officers are doing emotionally.
We're just driven by the job that we do right now, the oath that we take to make sure that we're keeping our community safe. We're worried about other citizens in our community right now, and our other officers and law enforcement partners and everyone that's out in the search. We're all concerned for everyone's safety and well-being at this point, and will be until we have him in custody.
Do you know how the officer's family is? I know some of them were members of the Spring Hill Police Department as well.
I wouldn't want to comment on that without their consent. I think you each know how heartbreaking this is to everyone, especially to all of us that are considered family. When we work together like this and depend on each other to be safe and to keep our community safe, it's a family atmosphere, the way that we work and care for one another.
When you think of Sergeant Baker, I mean, are there any incidents or things that he was recognized for, acts of heroism that come to your mind?
Well, if you'll think back, this spring we had a shooting incident at the Renaissance Center in Dickson where I believe it was domestic related. A male was outside firing a weapon. Sergeant Baker was on scene that night working a secondary job for Free and Hardeman at the Renaissance Center, and he was the one that intervened and got that person in custody. So y'all may remember that story a little while back. And numerous other stories. One of the guys that used to report was talking about an incident where a vehicle ran off the roadway and into a body of water or a creek or stream, and some guys ran and left the female trapped inside, and our deputies were on scene, and Sergeant Baker was one of our first deputies on scene, and they were able to retrieve and rescue her out of the vehicle with the water coming into the cabin of the vehicle.
Sheriff, what would your message be to Dickson County right now? It's a little on edge. What would your message to the public be? Because everyone's just kind of waiting in anticipation. They don't know what to really do.
Lock arms and stand together and be vigilant and observe everything around you. Look at this photo, burn it into your memory. No, I don't mind, I don't even want to mention his name, but look at his photo. If you recognize him, call the authorities immediately. Don't try to approach or do anything as you've been told already today. Allow us to do our part to come in, and our goal is to bring him into custody and have him face the charges in court.
Folks, again for being here. I'm sorry to cut this off. We need to get the sheriff back at the scene. It's quite a distance away, so we need to get him back over there.
Can I ask one more question for clarification? You mentioned earlier that Deputy Baker's vehicle found about 2 to 3 miles away. Is that 2 to 3 miles away from the initial stop happened?
That's correct, yes, where the call came is.
Okay, so we don't know, or can you say who drove the vehicle away?
We can't confirm any of that specific at this point.
Sergeant Baker, what type of wounds did he have? I mean, how many times was he shot?
Well, we haven't indicated how he died. We just indicated that he was found deceased in the vehicle, so we can't speak to any specifics beyond that. This investigation is still going on.
Was the suspect injured at all, you believe, from seeing that video?
Don't have any way of knowing at this point.
Were there shots fired?
As we have any more information, we're gonna put it on our newsroom blog. That's the best way to check for updates for you via Twitter. This seems to be a